So this is Diesel for We the People News. I'm not an attorney. Don't care to be an attorney. Always look around you for never straightforward, for the outside forces may want to commit harm upon you. So this is going to be one of these deals that you may have to broaden your mind and look what I'm talking about. Okay? How would I explain this in a correct way? Now, I was thinking about it earlier today and it just came up out of the blue. Because I did see another deal about not this track runner. I don't pay attention to these things very often, but I just know that I heard it on news of some sort, whether it's, well, it wasn't on Fox or CNN or anything like that. We don't really watch it too often. But, and then we got that one football player, and I can't think of his name because I haven't had time to watch football in years and years and years, and I don't even know who's who anymore. Used to love UCC, but I haven't paid attention to it in the past couple of years, unfortunately, because I've just been busy. But we're going to go back into this flag thing. Okay? Now, some of these people may be doing this out of protest, which, in general, they have a right to do it, and they actually have a right to do it without people interfering in it. Okay? If you force and call somebody names by the things they are doing constitutionally speaking, then you're enabling your constitutional rights as you are doing to them. Alright? And it eventually will come back and bite you in the tush. If somebody wants a law passed on your neighbor, well, that law, it still affects you. Right? So your neighbor get punished for whatever it did, and then you get punished for what you did, and you're the one that created the law. Right? So these laws that people keep on wanting to force, people don't have a tendency to realize that they're creating laws upon themselves also. And it may not nail them in the tushy right away, but it will eventually come back to them. Right? So that would be the number one thing. They have a right to do it. Technically without recourse, but we know that's not going to happen, right? But I just want to remind the people that had the recourse on this and kind of just like, well, you know, he should have done this, she should have done that, and all that kind of stuff. Well, don't forget, your actions still can backfire upon you. You are trampling on somebody else's rights, which turn around is you are trampling on your own rights. So anytime you interfere with somebody else's rights, you're interfering in your own rights. Okay? Now, the point of the story of this is the flag. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, right? And this one kind of hurts me in the heart a little bit because for 40 plus years, I had a one-track mind. My mind wasn't open all the way around. You know, I was in one lane and one lane only, right? And that's the reason why, you know, I say what I say, right? I never just look straight forward. Always look around you, for the outside forces may want to commit harm upon you, right? Well, while I was in that one lane, there was harm going on around me. and to me without me knowing, because I was focused straight ahead. Right? So, some of you guys know that with what my research show, and y'all's research may show something different, okay? But what my research show, we're under the Martial Rule 3 law, right? Under the 14th Amendment, which was because Lincoln affected the martial law, which carried into the 14th Amendment. Now, so, and I haven't been in school in a long time, so I don't know if this is true to facts. But if you sit and do the pledge, your kids doing the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, if it's a military flag, then they're taking oath to basically accept they are under martial law. Okay? So I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Alright? Now, stop right there. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Okay? Now, you just volunteered into an oath to do whatever is necessary. You voluntarily left your rights. You basically entered a contract. So the country is going to become before your freedom. Okay? And again, I had a little struggle about this because, you know, I love my country, whichever one it is. I don't know which one it is right now. But I love it because I miss it. I love it because I miss the thought of it. Right? My mind is opened up and realized that things is not as it seems. I thought I had freedom. Come find out I don't. Right? Not the freedom that I thought I had. Alright? So we go with a pledge allegiance to the United States of America. Well, number one, are you rightfully sure that the America you're talking about, or you're pronouncing, is the right America that you are thinking? Remember, trickery of words. Are you sure you're not pledging allegiance to a flag of King George jurisdiction? Right? Because on some of the other videos I talked to you about, right? The Constitution resides with the United States in small letters. Okay? That's the Constitution jurisdiction right there. All the other ones belongs to some other type of jurisdiction, and we don't even know exactly what for sure which ones it is. That's the reason why courts do not volunteer information and prove they have jurisdiction when they don't. Okay? The problem I have right now, I am going, I pledge allegiance to the United States of America. The way I'm seeing this, I'm pledging allegiance to England, the Brits. Okay? But it don't specifically say whether it's the caps, United States of America, or the small United States of America. Right? So now, with that flag, and you speak that oath, which jurisdiction are you talking about you are taking the oath with? All caps or all small? Okay? So just right off the top, there's 7 jurisdictions, right? You got 2 Americas. There's technically more than that, but I'm going to just cut it down. You got the large cap and the big cap of the United States of America. You got the large cap, small letters for the United States. Then you got the United States of America, large and small. Then you got your state. Whether you got your state of Texas, then you got the state republic. Okay? So technically that's actually 8. And whatever state you're from, right? Okay, so when you go into a city council, you said to put your hands on your heart and you say the pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, but you are taking an oath to the flag of the United States of America military, army. That is what the flag is standing there, right? So you are military, alright? And the reason why you are military is because when you turn 18 years old, you registered for the army. Now, some people seem to think that, you know, they can just call you in anytime. But how can they call you in? Because you are in the army. You're just on standby. And you're not getting paid for it. But you volunteered into the army, put yourself on standby, just in case something comes up in the future. Right? But you're in the military. Some of y'all find that hard to believe. You know? Do your research, and if you find something else different, then, you know, good. At least that means we're not in the military. I'd be happy about that. But getting back onto the flag, right? So we're taking an oath to the military in council and pretty much any other building, right? Anytime you speak of pledge allegiance to the flag, right? You go to a football game, if it's in gold syringe, you are pledging an oath to the military. The United States of America military. Not to the country itself. Alright? Now if you did get that regular flag up there, now you pledge an oath to the United States flag. America. Right? But you want to reside, quote unquote, where the Constitution lies. The United States. Small. That's where the protection is. Right? The United States of America is where King George has authority over you. And I'm making this a little longer than it really should be, and I apologize, y'all. I'm running off of the mouth. But let me go through this. So, you pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. To America. One nation, under God, and liberty and justice for all. One nation, under God. Okay. Well, I just named off what? 2, 4, 6 nations, basically. But how we pledging for one nation if there's 6? Yeah, some of them are corporations, but they call it a country, right? Did you have meetings of the minds of any government officials agreeing to having the same definition, that this is all the same, and it is actually a government and not a corporation? Well, no. So they're calling it government when we know it's corporation. So there is no meetings of the minds, right? So you got to go by your definition, and they go by fake news. Alright? So one nation under God. Well, that's great with under God. But if you're going to be under God, which nation are you asking to be under God with? Right? And liberty and justice for all. Okay. Liberty, when you actually took that oath to the flag, now the liberty belongs to everybody else. Not you, because you took an oath. You've lost your freedom. Alright? You've sacrificed it. Matthew 5. I know some of y'all are not religious. Matthew 5 says anytime you take an oath, you give up your rights. You just took up an oath. You gave up your rights. Now, can you not take an oath and respect the flag and respect the people? Yes, you can. But why do I have to take the oath to be able to respect it? Right? So me not speaking it, and as of this point right here, right now, I don't see why it would or would not hurt to have your hand over your heart. No, you're not pronouncing your oath, right? You can just put your hands over your heart if it makes you feel better. That right there is not taking any type of oath. And again, I'm going to go back into this one. Kind of hurts because I spent years of respecting the flag this way, right? Because I was on that one track mind. I wasn't broad and open of what's going on around me. But the liberty belongs to the people that did not take that oath. It doesn't belong to you because you took the oath. Alright? And don't think the government didn't believe in this. They knew exactly what they're doing. And if you don't think they knew what they're doing, then the government's never lied to you. Okay? One nation. I might have to go all three with. Lost my train of thought. Cat came over here and irritated me. Well, I'll get it back in a little bit. Liberty, by the old text anyway, liberty was asking permission anyway. When you was a sailor on the ship, which John Adams was, right? The people had to ask permission to go and roam the streets off the ship, right? So they had to ask for liberty. However, if they did anything wrong, then it fell back on the captain, and the captain would punish them, right? So you got liberty, but within reason. But you still had to ask permission for liberty. That's the reason why I kind of go into more along the lines of inalienable rights. Alright? I don't have to ask for permission. I got inalienable rights. Liberty is permission. Okay? And justice for all. Okay. Have we been getting justice for all? Or has a bunch of innocent people went to prison? Or has a bunch of innocent people been harmed by any type of government officials? Cops, judges, lawyers, senators, any type of government officials, right? So, when we are looking at this and we're doing a pledge to the flag, we can respect, but everything is the cause and effect. And what are we pledging to? What are we taking an oath to? To uphold the government of being dishonor, upholding the government mistreating people, right? So it's just for food for thought. And of course you guys know me by now, whoever listens. I'm not perfect at this, right? I much prefer first-hand knowledge, right? I'm speaking into a phone, right? I'm not having interactions with anybody. But anyway, I thought I'd just bring this up to your attention, because the more I start opening my eyes to everything, I'm trying to figure out, what the heck am I giving my rights up to? And for what? Okay? My Constitution relies on the United States in small letters. But I'm taking an oath to protect the United States of America. But I'm not protecting my Constitution because that's in a different jurisdiction. So I just sacrificed my freedom to a country that I have no idea, or a jurisdiction that I have no idea what my rights even are. So it's something to think about, something to ponder. And I could be totally off base. But it's for y'all to decide. So if you guys happen to ever see me, I'll probably just, over years and all that, I'm probably going to put my hands over my heart. But I'm not going to speak the words because I'm not willing to just yet sacrifice my freedom for a jurisdiction that I have no idea I'm entering. Right? You know, the government's lying to me when I signed that piece of paper saying I joined the Army. And they just say, oh, you didn't join the Army. But just in case wartime, we want to be able to get in touch with you and call you come in. Yeah, right. Alright, I'm on paper, signing a piece of paper saying I'm willing to go fight for my country, which I am. But again, we're going to go back into what country? Because the things that's been going on right now, you know, dare I say it, I'm not willing to fight for a certain part of this, right? Too many people is being harmed by elected officials to be even happy. Now, I may have to give this more thought and serious thought, you know, the cause and actions of the consequences I do, right? You always got to think of the consequences of the actions. I talked about it on like a little religious video, right? And you guys may give me some back flash on this, and some of you guys may go, scratch your heads, and others may praise me. Okay? But before anybody does any of that, y'all sit there and think about what the cause and effect of it is, right? Because if I'm right, and we have all these different jurisdictions, we talked about it before, y'all. Most of everything we are is in commercial contract law, which is civil law. So 1% of the time we have Constitution. Alright? You voluntarily enter being a U.S. citizen. So why are you even taking an oath to the United States of America if you are already taking an oath to be a U.S. citizen? That's a totally different jurisdiction. Right? So we got to think outside the box a little bit. We can't keep looking forward. We got to kind of look around and say, hey, why is it this way here, this way there, this right here, and this right here? Right? U.S. code, I'm just going to make it up, or maybe end up accidentally doing one, right? 18 U.S.C. Well, U.S. Okay? C, commercial. United. And it's supposed to be United States commercial. But what they are actually saying is U.S. citizens are not U.S. citizens of corporation, commerce. You know, so all these things is the word of trickery. You know, Why was there a case I brought up not too long ago? Bond versus United States. Well, how come one bond versus U.S.? Because U.S. is separate from the United States. There is court cases, blank versus U.S. So why did that one particular case say United States and the other one says U.S.? Different jurisdiction, y'all. Alright, this way it took way too long, and I apologize. And this is decent for we the people, y'all. Never, 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 never look straight forward. Always look around you, for the outside forces may want to commit harm upon you. If you're going to take an oath to something, know exactly what the oath entails. Sacrifice your rights and volunteer into this oath for a deal that you know of. Bye, y'all.